Hello, 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 everybody. Everybody who's coming in, welcome, welcome, welcome. What a day. What a day. I'm going to let you guys slowly show up, slowly come in. I know that we have some really just amazing group of people joining today. Some who I really know deeply and closely, like my mom. Hi, Mom. And then other people from different parts of the country that I've never in my life ever seen, met, or talked to. And I'm really excited that they're joining us. So we'll give you guys a couple minutes to just get yourselves together, to find also the space to really pay attention to what we're going to be sharing tonight and what we're going to be doing tonight. And of course, if you registered, you'll all get your replay at some point by the end of the night. So you'll get that in case you don't get to watch right away at this exact time. You'll still get to start the challenge with us on the same day. And so I do ask that you do your very best to be in a space of focusing, of listening, and of course when you're going to do your practice, you want to find a space where you can be, at least a little quiet, the least amount of interruptions as possible. Definitely don't do any of this stuff while you're driving. I mean, you can listen to the live if you're driving, that's fine, but making sure that you find the best place for you to do your practice. And not just today, but every day, right? Every day. And so side note, that might not apply if you're a mom. If you're a mom, you're just going to have to wing it and figure it out in the bathroom or the closet or under the bed, I don't know, somewhere. But yes, I am very excited. We have almost 80 women registered to be a part of this challenge that starts today, and I think the last day is October something. We don't even need to worry about that because we'll just keep up and we'll keep the momentum to go the full 40 days. So I see some of you guys popping up here. Hi Danielle, hi Christy, hi everybody, welcome. I'm gonna make sure that all my little dings and noises here are lowered. And so as everybody comes in or shows up, I just wanted to remind those of you who might be totally new to any of this stuff, right? A lot of people may not ever have been in a practice of any meditation of any kind. And I just want to start really quick by saying that you don't need absolutely any experience to do any of this stuff. It also is very important that you all know none of this stuff has anything to do with any religion at all. There's no religion, there's no specific belief system that you have to have at all for any of this practice. There's nothing esoteric about it. This is a science, it's a technology, and so you don't have to worry about that. This is for everyone and anyone who's willing and in need and in desire of having more for themselves, of having more for their lives, of transforming their minds, transforming their inner space, and then of course transforming your home, right? Because this is all about having a sacred home, which, as I always say, is more than just a weekend project. It's really a lifestyle. So to clarify, Mom, no, you don't have to go to any link. This is it. Right here, right now, we are where we need to be. Hello, Christine. Welcome. Hi, Terry. Welcome. Welcome, guys. Let's see. Hello, Christine says, from Washington, you love my book? Oh, thank you. Oh my gosh, what an honor. Thank you so much. I'm so glad that you read my book. I actually was going to share about how some parts of what I'm going to be teaching today in terms of the reason why this stuff has been so important. Some parts of that are in my book, right? The stories of death and birth, like I was emailing you guys about today. Yeah, it's a really, really big part of being in that desire of turning worry into inspiration. And so thank you. I appreciate the feedback. So, okay, so I clarified no religion, no experience needed. Also, if for any reason you have any physical condition that does not allow you to sit on the floor, you can also sit on a chair. Any of the hand exercises that I might show you, which I will, and it's a very simple one. If you have arthritis or anything like that, that happens a lot in the different people that I talk with. Everybody has different kinds of physicalities and needs, etc. One of the things that I love the most about this environment and this intention is that you can just visualize yourself doing it. And the energy of all the other women, almost 80 women doing it, will carry you through. And I mean, how beautiful is that if we could even apply that for life in general? When we can't do something, then can the energy and the love and the intention of other people around us who are doing it carry us through? And as a mom, and as a woman, as a sister, and as a daughter too, I have seen that happen over and over in my life, where in times where I have not been able to do certain things in my life because I've been so low or broken or whatever, those times have been times in which other sisters, other women have rised up to hold me and to support me and to allow me to imagine myself getting up and going, right? And keep going. But sometimes we can't. And so if for any reason you can't physically do it, just imagine yourself doing it and do the very, very best. Okay? All right. So we're going to start. For those of you who are here and the others will join us or watch the replay later, I want to share with you a few reasons of why I'm doing this challenge. There's a lot, and I could go on and on and on and on, and probably this whole thing should be a book on its own, really. But there's two really key points that took me to the space of, oh my gosh, I really, really want to make sure that I'm able to serve more people with this stuff. Not just because it's my purpose, but also because I see the need over and over and over and over. I've had the privilege of talking with a lot of you ladies in this group, 400 and something ladies in here we have already, and I think it's about 1,900 women have seen my masterclass in the last few months, and that's like mind-blowing to me. And I'm really, really honored and really grateful, and it also just pushes me to want to share more because I know you need it. I know we need it. So a lot of these calls I've had, my breakthrough calls, I've realized how much the state people's homes are in relates to their own inner state, and how much bullshit we need to get rid of. And I don't just mean the stuff in your closet and your pantry and your garage. It's really all right here and also right here. We've got so much stuff that we just don't freaking need. So I get really excited to share this stuff because I have seen it work over and over. Like, I can't say that enough. I have seen it work so much. And I also have realized that when I get these calls, you know, we are all looking for inspiration somewhere, but we are looking for inspiration in the wrong places. That has been like such a confirmation for me that I really have to do my part, and we all have to do our part to share those things that are true inspiration, not just brilliant ideas and exciting ideas and entertaining ideas. I don't mean inspiration as in Pinterest, which I love Pinterest. I'm not boycotting it at all. I love it. I use it every single day of my life. But we are looking for inspiration in many places that are not just not helpful, but they are hurting us. They are hurting our health. They are hurting our emotional health. They are hurting our heart, our soul, our mind. We're looking for inspiration in stuff, in materialistic stuff, in shopping. We're looking for it in alcohol. We're looking for it in drugs. We're looking for it in all kinds of addictions and in all kinds of escapes that numb us. We're looking for it in social media. As much as I've learned to love it, this stuff is also part of us escaping what's really in our mind, what's really in our heart, because we don't want to deal with it. We don't want to face it. And then we end up just accumulating. And that's what all this clutter and all this bullshit I was talking about is, right? And I just have to say, you might hear me curse more than I probably should. Sorry, Mom. But it's just, this is how I am. So I'm not going to apologize. I hope that you can take it without any offense. But this is just who I am. And so I want to really share that it is time for us to really get into a new practice and a new way to get rid of that stuff that doesn't serve us at all. We don't naturally know how to deal with that stuff. Nobody taught us, right? Nobody told us how. Curse away. Yes, thank you. So this stuff is important for us to open up and discover new possibilities on how to live and be in spirit. I love that Wayne Dyer described inspiration as that, being in spirit. It's not just being, sort of blown away by someone else or something else that looks really good and you're like, wow, how great, I wish I could be like that. It's not about aha moments either. Inspiration is also about action. It's about being in spirit. And so I'll get deeper into that in a little bit, but I wanted to also really bring up the point of us as the temple of our essence. I talk about this a lot in terms of the home, right? Your home should be your temple. You should be treating it as this sacred space, but we should also be treating ourselves, this body, this being, this is a temple for the essence of who we are. And so when I think of being in spirit, I really think of us honoring ourselves and really being in a space of being reverent to ourselves, to that little bit that is infinite inside of you, that goes beyond the color of our skin, the color of our eyes, our, politic, whatever, belief system, our race, our gender, everything. When we talk about us and the spirit of us and the essence of us, we really should be able to see a world that lives in spirit, that is constantly inspired. It's also not a thing that happens overnight. Just like I always talk about a sacred home not being just a weekend project, but being a lifestyle. So being inspired is also a lifestyle. We might get glimpses of inspiration here and there, but we need to be continuously a part. We need to be a part of that world that inspires us constantly, because if not, reverting back to old ways of being is very, very easy, right? It's the automatic way to do that. And so I'm really beyond grateful, my goodness, like in awe of gratitude for all of you ladies that are joining this group daily, weekly, for all of you who are looking for more than just pretty design ideas. That there's nothing wrong with that. I have so much fun with pretty design ideas, but there's so much more for us to really live a life of sacredness and for us to really live a life of intention and of inspiration. So really, really thank you. And welcome all of you that are coming in. Jeanette, Victoria, all of you, thank you. Welcome, 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 welcome. So the other part of this aspect of being an inspiration is that, like I said, it's a lifestyle. It's not a weekend project, which for some people it's bad news, right? Some people are like, shoot, I really was hoping this would be like a one-time thing. But it isn't. It isn't. It is a daily practice. It absolutely is. I shared in my email today. I don't know if some of you guys saw it, and you might have gotten double emails today. Sorry. But it was important for me to share this. And, it's like we need to be able to practice worrying, right? Which is our main topic today. Worrying is a habit. It's a habit that we need to learn how to break. And just like any habit, it takes time. It takes practice. It takes support. Sometimes it takes mentorship. Sometimes it takes community. Sometimes it takes effort. Can we commit to being inspired as opposed to being worried? Who wouldn't want that? What will stop us from doing that, right? And usually it's just our habits. So it's really important that we recognize the need for this to become a practice that we do every day. The good news is that this stuff is very practical. It's short, it's quick, and it's effective. It literally will give you results immediately. Even if you only do this today, and you don't do it for 40 days, which I hope that that's not the case, but you'll see today, after I teach you what we're doing, you will see the results right away. I haven't taught this once, and I don't just mean this meditation, but all of the meditations that are out there once, and not seeing the difference in people's faces from the moment they walked in to the moment they leave. Even if it's just for 3 minutes, and I'm not exaggerating, it's amazing. Their faces change. Their nervous system changes. Their brain changes. The chemistry of their hormonal, their glandular system changes. Their secretions of their body changes. They change. This stuff is a science. It's a technology. So I'd love to confirm that and to remind you of that, because some people have different misconceptions about yoga or about meditation. So that being said, getting a little bit more personal, some of you might know the reason why I also wanted to share this from worry to inspiration technology and topic and Kriya, which is the meditation I'll teach you, is my brother and celebrating my brother's birthday. So today my brother would be 26 years old, and he died when he was 17, which is crazy that it's such a long time ago. It feels really like it wasn't so long ago. But the reason I wanted to honor him so much, it's not just because it's his birthday, but also because I have seen such an incredible experience of experiencing and living the loss of him, right? And also living the pain of being so worried about him constantly when he was alive, and being able to receive the gift of his life, of his death, as a source to be inspired to help so many youth, so many teenagers, so many young adults, so many different people that really have received a little bit of light because of what happened to my brother. And to me, that's really has been an opportunity for me to grow tremendously. It has been a great opportunity for my whole family to grow. But even more so, it's been an opportunity for many people that I've never even met, who maybe met him or knew of him, to really have turned their lives around and use worry, use tragedy, use death, use difficulty as a source of inspiration. And that's them not even tapping into this technology and these meditations I'm teaching you. A lot of it has been through me being able to teach that, but a lot of it has not. And I just find it so beautiful that, these dark moments of our life also have the potential to carry so much light. So that being said, I also want you to find something or someone to dedicate your 40-day practice to, okay? Because this could be focused to one specific event of your life that you're worried about, that you're needing assistance with. Maybe you have a teenage brother or a teenage child who is involved with the wrong crowd and is doing the wrong thing. Maybe you are worried about your child's academic health or their emotional health. Maybe you're worried about your finances, about your marriage. Oh my God, that's a whole nother story. How much I used this stuff when I was trying to figure out my whole marriage situation. Yeah, a whole nother class for another day. Or another book. But the point is that there's so much we worry about all of the time. And sometimes it's those really big, difficult moments and difficult things. But sometimes it's also the simplest things that we're constantly worried about, right? We're worried about, dinner. We're worried about picking up the kids in time. We're worried about all the things we have to do, the list of to-dos that never stops. And then we're also worried in a collective level about all the things that are happening in the world, right? This week we've had such heavy hearts at our home, my girls and I, with everything that's been happening in the rainforest, in the Amazon. And it's just it never stops. It never ends. The amount of things that we have to worry about never ends, right? However, there are other ways for us to deal with it. And that way is to tune in to that essence that lives inside our temple, to tune in to that space of us that is infinite and that recognizes that every single worry is just a fantasy. And I know that sounds really tough. Sometimes I get really nervous about saying that because some people think that it diminishes the experiences of someone going through real worry. But it is not a thing or a space of diminishing any worry or anything that you're concerned about. It's more about understanding that it doesn't matter how impossible something might seem, there always is a possibility. But when we are worried, our mind is literally racing. Our heart is literally not beating at the rate it's supposed to. Our blood is literally not moving at the speed it's supposed to. Our breath is literally not filling us how it can. And so our perspective shrinks. We go into blind spots where we can't see other opportunities. So on a very scientific level, what we do through this meditation is allow the brain to open, allow the oxygen of our breath, right, the oxygen in our lungs, to travel through the body and to expand our heart. When we expand the heart and we expand the head and we expand our perspective, possibilities show up. They just fucking do. I don't know what else to say. They do. So that's what I wanted to bring today and what I wanted to honor my brother with, because man, did I worry about him. Did I worry about him a lot. And today, this is my gift to him. This is my gift to you. But really, this is my gift from him to me. And now I'm going to cry. And it's also my gift to the world, right? It's the gift from all these masters who have taught us, because again, none of this stuff is about me, right? And none of this stuff is mine. It's not coming from me. I'm just a humble servant, a humble messenger. This stuff is ancient. This stuff has worked for a long time. It has been taught and it has been passed down for many, many generations. But this stuff does prove that we can change, and that's proof that we can go from worry to inspiration. And I am very grateful that because of this experience of having been in that space of worry with my brother for so long, and also extending it to my sister, extending it to my mother, extending it to my children, extending it to his friends, and really extending it to life, I have seen time and time again how so much of that suffering and of that pain has been so unnecessary. So if we have an opportunity to go through some shortcuts and not suffer so much and not be stuck in the same place for so long, why wouldn't we, right? Why wouldn't we? So I want to grab my notes here to make sure I'm not missing any of the key points that I wanted to share. This I'm going to share with you later. This is important. So one of the things that I was going to say is that a lot of the times what worry does is, again, cause so much suffering, but it's only because we're not willing to accept what is in front of us as it is. So this meditation we are going to do, and we're going to jump into that. This meditation we're going to do today is a meditation that is going to help us calm our heart. It's going to help us calm our mind. It's going to help us calm our nervous system, our glandular system. It's great for you to do, again, every day for 40 days. Ideally, you want to choose the same time every day. If you can't, screw it, forget about it, just do it, right? Just like the Nike slogan, just do it anytime, as long as you do it every day. If you miss a day, you got to start over. That's the rule. And just do it without any guilt, any shame, or any worry, right? Because what's the point of worrying about, oh my God, I didn't do my meditation today, now you're worried about it? No. Just do it. And if you miss it, do it again the next day and start over. 1,000 times start over, but don't give up. Keep up. It's something we say in Kundalini Yoga a lot. Keep up and you'll be kept up. So, calming those parts of us, those physical parts, but also allowing those layers of worry that has been there, that sort of toxic worry that we have accumulated, starts also breaking down. Starts converting itself into something that can just be banishing or just be leaving you so that you don't have to hold on to it, okay? So that's basically what we're going to do. And I'm going to check here for some messages that I've been getting just to make sure everybody's logged in good, everybody's watching good. And then that way we can get on the meditation boat. Okay, great. So the first thing we want to do is find a space to sit down, right? We're going to sit down nice and comfortable, ideally on the floor with your legs crossed, like we call it easy pose. What do the kids call it? Applesauce, crisscross applesauce. Yes, so cross-legged position. If you have to sit on a chair, that's fine. If you're in your car parked somewhere, that's totally fine. If you're in your bed like I am, totally fine. Just do your very best to have your spine straight, nice and tall. And we're gonna bring the chin towards the chest so that we can open the neck, allowing more energy to flow through the spine and the neck, right? And we're going to bring the hands right into the heart in prayer pose. The palms together in the heart. This alone, by the way, just bringing the hands together is helping us come into a space of neutrality so that we're not so, commoded about all the emotions and about all the chaos inside. This alone brings the feminine and the masculine all into one space. So just doing this has so much power. So bringing the hands into prayer pose. We're going to sit here for a little bit, just allowing ourselves to slow down a bit. I know I've been talking a lot and I've been giving you a lot of information. But now we're going to enter a space of more silence, of more awareness. That's what Kundalini Yoga is about. It's actually called the yoga of awareness. So just begin breathing through your nose, long and deep. Close your eyes. And just allow yourself to be centered and to let go of the day. Let go of all that's happened. Focusing on the right here, right now. That alone is a beautiful practice to do. For us to not be sucked into worry all the time. Being completely present in this moment. So just let the breath come in and out through your nose, nice and slow. Allow the belly to rise out when you inhale. And let the belly button tuck in towards the spine where you exhale through the nose. And we want to enter this space by tuning in. In Kundalini Yoga, we tune in with a mantra. A mantra is basically a word, sometimes in Sanskrit, sometimes in Gurmukhi. And this mantra is one that connects us to that essence I was mentioning before, to that higher part of you, to that light-filled part of you, that wise part of you that does not worry, that is constantly connected to the oneness and to spirit, that it's constantly inspired. So we also tune in, connecting to a golden chain of teachers, of masters that have been here before us, who have walked this path of life before us, and they show up to support us and to remind us that we are not alone, no matter how big our problems might seem. We are never alone. And so continue with your eyes closed, closed and your hands right in front of the heart, in prayer pose, sitting nice and tall. The mantra is Ong Namo Gurudev Namo. And you don't have to know it. You can just receive it as a gift if this is your first time listening to it. Or you can just fake it till you make it and pretend you know it. Nobody's watching you, right? So even if they were, it doesn't matter. But just do your best or listen. We chant it 3 times. And later, when I send you this video, I'll also send you the instructions, step by step, so that you're not overwhelmed trying to remember anything. Right now, just be in the now, in the experience of the meditation, and we'll take care of everything else later. Closing the eyes, inhaling deeply, exhaling completely, and we'll chant it together 3 times. Inhale to begin. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. And inhale deeply. Hold your breath in. Squeeze your sex organs, your rectum. Squeeze the breath in. And exhale completely. Relax your hands. Keep the eyes closed and just relax the breath for a moment. Just observing, noticing where you're at. Practicing that acceptance of the moment as it is by noticing your body. Is there any pain? Is there any tension? Just become aware. Don't judge it. Don't criticize it. Just notice it. And we're going to go right into what the Kriya, the meditation, is going to be. So we're going to practice it right now for about 5 minutes. When you do it at home, you can do it for at least 3 minutes and up to 11 minutes. Okay? Here, we're going to do it for 5 together. And I'm also going to play a really beautiful song for you as the background so that you can listen to it, and I'll send it to you in the link so that you can hear it in your practice every day. And it's a beautiful meditation or a beautiful mantra that calls upon the Divine Mother. And the Divine Mother is something that has been having so much power in my life lately, especially as I've been working with this topic of going from worry to devotion and going from worry to inspiration. The Divine Mother is that which embraces us and nurtures us, right? It gives us life, literally grows us in her womb, helps us be strong, safe, protected, but also nourishes us through her milk, right? Through her breast, through her love. All of you who are mothers, except the one awesome man here, you know what it's like to be a mother, and you know what it's like to have that energy of being a caregiver, even if you don't have your own children. And for men as well, because a lot of this, what I was sharing before, the feminine and the masculine, this is also part of all of us, regardless of our gender. A man has feminine and masculine energy as well, and the woman does too. So this has nothing to do with gender. But in general, this Divine Mother feminine presence is something that is going to really allow us to open up our heart. And part of us being able to turn these worry into inspiration is us recognizing that feeling is the biggest power we have as human beings. Forget it about it as women. I talk a lot about it as women, but today, and with the times that we're in, and with the audience that is here, and with the people that are suffering right now, we need to remember that this heart, this feeling of ours is what makes us human. And it's a wonderful thing. We've been told that it's a weakness, but it is not. It's actually our power and our strength. And so a lot of our worrying is because we're not accepting what is in front of us as is. We're not accepting what we are feeling in the moment. We want to shush it down. We want to shut it down. We want to numb it, suppress it, resist what is coming for us because it's uncomfortable. And so I welcome you to, again, none of this is religious based or belief based. This is really about you tuning into who you are, tuning into whatever Divine Mother presence you might be connecting with in any tradition, in any lineage. There's so many different archetypes of what the Divine Mother is. Maybe you connect literally to your own mother, or to yourself as a mother, to your children, whatever it might be that gives you that sense of being embraced and held, right? Whatever gives you that beautiful, graceful, loving enveloping of view. And then I'll go later, I have some of my notes here too, into that space of what the masculine energy is going to be doing for us so that we can turn that worry into inspiration. And I'll talk more about that at the end. But for now, let's go right into this Kriya so that we can learn to train our brain, to calm our heart, to expand our heart, and to surrender. A lot of this practice is about surrendering. Going from worry to inspiration is exactly that. And surrendering is actually the biggest power that we as women or as the feminine have, right? And so there's this man that I am pretty much in love with or have a crush on or just adore his teachings. He's amazing. Like, I really recommend him. His name is John Wineland. He's so incredible, and he shares so many beautiful aspects of the feminine and the masculine, and I can go on and on about him for a long time. But he says the feminine power is to be willing to completely open the heart. The feminine power, I actually wrote a quote here from him. Where did I put it? Here. To reveal the truth of our hearts. To reveal the complete truth of our hearts. And so sometimes when we are able to know what we are feeling, what our worry is about, where we're coming from, to get to inspiration is nothing like trying to sugarcoat it with some positive ideas or with some positive readings or with some, we can do it. Like, you're okay. That's not what we're talking about here, by the way. We're talking about true inspiration, to be in spirit. But to be in spirit, we need to feel. We need to allow what comes as it does, face it, accept it, love it, embrace it, welcome it, envelope with your arms. That includes death, birth, pain, worry, fear, anxiety. Everything has a valid place for it in your life. We're not going to feed it. We're not going to clutch onto it. We're not going to, worship it and want more of it. But we're also not going to try to ignore it. Okay, so let's just get right into it, because I can talk forever, you guys. But at the end of the day, it's not about what I say. It's about what you experience. It's about how you feel. And that's what we're going to do. So if you like what you feel, that's going to be the reason why you're going to do this for 40 days. Not because I'm here telling you anything else. So go ahead and close your eyes for a moment so we can center ourselves again. Connect to your breath through the nose, slow and deep. And now open your eyes again, please. And so you're going to bring your left hand right on your heart. The thumb, let me get these comments away from my screen so I can make sure you guys see my hand. Okay. The thumb is going to point up, and these 4 fingers are going to point to the right. This alone is placing your heart at your hand at the very center of the heart, at the very center of your being, connecting to our essence. And the right hand, this is the Kriya, you guys, okay? So pay attention to this, and then, you'll get to see the video later, and then I'll send you a picture of how exactly you put your hands together. But just know that this is it. The right hand is going to be here in front of you as if you were taking an oath. This is you committing to yourself, making a vow to yourself that you're done with the bullshit of worry, and that you're done with the clutter of it in your mind and in your heart, that you are ready for inspiration. Whatever that might look like, we don't really know, but you're ready, right? So if you are, this is what you do. And then you bring these fingers in Gyan Mudra, which is the mudra of wisdom. And mudra is essentially a hand movement. And so these other 3 fingers, just keep them straight up. The hand like this. The elbow is comfortable right by the rib cage. And again, you just sit nice and tall. The eyes are going to be either a little bit open, like 1/10 of them are open, or you can close them all the way. And then the breath is going to be inhaling slowly through the nose for as long as you can. Holding the breath in for as low as you can, for as long as you can. And then exhaling slowly through the nose for as long as you can. And holding the breath out for as long as you can. So please, somebody send me a little thumbs up or a heart now so that I know that you got what I just said. Inhaling slowly through the nose for as long as you can. Holding the breath in for as long as you can. Exhaling slowly through the nose for as long as you can. And holding the breath out for as long as you can. Okay. Thank you for the thumbs. I appreciate it. So please keep the breath, keep the hands where they are, and I will keep the time and play the mantra for you. Allow your gaze to be either open that little bit of your eyes, gazing all the way down, or if your eyes are closed, roll them up and in, focusing on the space between your eyebrows, the space where your intuition lives. Keep the breath and allow it to do its job. Continue with the breath. Perfect your pose, being straight, chin towards the chest. Allow yourself to surrender to the Divine Mother, to the essence of your infinite being. Continue with the breath. And now please inhale deeply through the nose. Hold the breath in, squeeze your sex organs, your root lock, your navel point tight, and exhale completely. And 2 more times, inhale deeply. Hold and squeeze, sex organs, rectum, navel point. Send all that energy up the spine. And then exhale completely. And the very last time, inhale deeply, hold the breath in, squeeze. And then exhale, completely relax your hands on your knees. Let the breath come naturally, but stay still. Keep the eyes closed. And just notice, where are you at now? Notice whatever shifts, whatever vibration in your body. Maybe nothing happened. Notice that too. And then when you're ready, open your eyes. So, I wish you guys could talk, but you can chat, you can write, you can type on here. And if anybody wants to share for the next few minutes about whatever their small experience or big experience may have been, please feel free. The space is open for that. What I wanted to finish off with, before I get into the practical side of it, is with this understanding that for worry to be transformed into inspiration by using this technique, by using this kriya, in which we're actually changing the brain wiring, right? The patterns in our brain, which is so powerful, you guys. That's the scientific part of it. But on a bigger picture, on a spiritual side, regardless of your belief system, regardless of your background, of your religious, this has nothing to do with religion. I know I've said this 1,000 times, but it's because it's really important that we remember that, because we come with all this programming about religion and none of this is about it. It's really important that we learn to enter that space of surrendering. That's the feminine I was talking about before, right? And if we agree that there is a bigger power, a bigger intelligence than us out there, if we all agree on that, whether you call it God, universe, whatever it might be for you, it's completely a personal experience, then we have to trust that that big presence of that, let's call it God, is there to hold you and support you through it all. And this is beyond the blind faith that sometimes we're taught and told to have, right? Or grow up with. It's beyond the blindness of it. It's really about this deep experience and the almost like the feeling of you have someone, something bigger than you holding you and supporting you. I don't know if anybody felt that during the meditation or not. That tends to be my own experience, and it tends to be the experience of a lot of people that I have taught this to or done it with, is there's just this peace, there's this calmness in the heart where you almost, in a very deep level, but it starts surfacing up more and more with practice, know that all will be well. Did anybody experience that? I would love to know. Please give me your feedback. I would love to know. And maybe not today, but let me know through the course of the time. This is why we're going to be doing this for 40 days. And I would love for you guys to keep yourselves accountable by either posting on Facebook, tagging me, or Instagram, or just email me and say, hey, whoa, this is what I experienced, right? And I'll tell you about the chances of you winning certain prizes too by doing that. But for now, I just want to remind us that when we awaken our ability to feel, when we awaken our acceptance to our feelings, when we awaken to being okay with things as they present themselves, as they are in front of us, then we expand into all these other inspirational and creative ways to handle our life, to handle ourselves, to handle our emotions, to handle our relationships. I had a note here that I'm trying to understand what I actually meant with it, because I made it as a drawing, and it's funny when I do that, but I'm seeing this picture of this heart and this sun around it. And really what I'm seeing is that that's what my experience of being an inspiration or being in spirit is that you just feel more radiant, more vibrant, and there's just so much more light that is in our heart and in our mind. And so that's what I would like to share with you guys today, as far as that space of surrendering to your worries, surrendering to your feelings, and opening up your heart, calming your heart, so that you can be more in control of your thoughts, and so that you don't call upon yourself more and more of that which you're afraid of and that you don't want to bring towards your life and manifest in your life. And this applies to everything, including dishes, laundry, not very well behaved kids, or all the big stuff we talked about earlier as far as death, birth, etc. So really, really grateful that I got to share this stuff with you guys. Terry says, yes, the message was clear. Never fear. Yes, exactly. That's the message. And if you are afraid, if you do experience fear, then the way through it is by being aware, right? Is by being present with it, is by allowing it, accepting it to come up. This was me. I shared that in my email today. This was me today. When I woke up. Normally these special days when you lose someone aren't as hard for me as we are told that they should be. I don't know if that makes any sense. I feel like every day is just, you're just missing that person every day. Yeah, you might remember them a little bit more on special days, but in general, I usually do pretty okay with it. Except today was really a day in which these practices of opening my heart and completely and in a very vulnerable space, feeling my feelings, was just being very, very present. So this morning I woke up, I prayed, I chanted, I did my little ritual for my brother with his letters and his pictures, and I cried my eyes out. But it's a different type of cry. I don't know if this is something that I can explain, but it's a cry of, you just want to break apart. Your heart wants to shatter in 1,000 million pieces, but you're not afraid that it won't ever come back together. I guess that's what my experience of all these years of practicing these things and all these years of building up my devotion, of building up my inspiration and my constant communion with spirit, my constant beingness with my essence. What I have learned so much is to have that trust that that big intelligent source is holding me, and that I can break apart to the point that I think I am going to die, which I have, especially when I was giving birth. My goodness, you think you're dying. I thought I was dying, but yet I knew I was not, and yet I know I am not. And maybe a part of me is, but is a part of me that I don't need anymore. Like the part of me that is worried and afraid. I don't need to carry that part. That's not the part of me that's going to get me to the next level of growth. So today, it was a really beautiful experience. Maybe perhaps because I was already in this mindset of sharing this with you today. And so the experience was just that much more meaningful for me. But I really allowed my heart to just lose it. I allowed myself to completely crumble into pieces with my grief and my sadness and missing someone so deeply. And then there's this almost like bliss, and there's almost like this just ecstatic feeling of love, of unconditional love that comes from not just that physical benefit of the brain and the oxygen and prana, life force in the body and the mind and the brain, but that deep, beautiful trust that there's this bigger power holding us, and that we can be constantly commuting in spirit with it and being inspired and inspiring everyone around us. So thank you everyone so freaking much for being here. Thank you for meditating together. Do you guys even know how much power that has? It is so beautiful to meditate together with a bunch of people in the world where we need so much of it. And so just for logistics, I'll tell you a few details. Number one, I will send all of you who are here and everyone who registered for this Kriya 40-day challenge, I will send you this video so you can watch it again. I will send you a picture of this, the mudra. I will send you a link with the song so you can play it, and it's exactly 5 minutes. You can do it for 3 minutes, 6 minutes, 9 minutes, or 11 minutes. That's okay. I will send you that link so you can have that song, and I will send you a picture you can share on your social media. You guys, please share this stuff on social media. Keep yourself accountable so that you can enter this contest and have the possibility of winning the prizes. Yes, winning 2 different things. Number one, if you're not a part of the Sacred Interiors Academy, you can win these energy plan where I plot the energy centers of your home based on your floor plan. And those energy centers are 9 key energy centers. The area of your prosperity, of your health, of your career, of your romance, your creativity, your family, your friends, your traveling, and your wisdom. All of that is somewhere in your house. And I can help you know where it is and what you can do about it to lift that area of your life up just by moving stuff around your home. So you can win that. And you can also win a 1 hour one-on-one yoga class in which we can do anything you want in terms of any part of your body or your emotional body or your spiritual growth that you want to work on. And we'll do that via Zoom at a time that's convenient for you. So it doesn't matter where in the country or the world you might be, you can have that class with me, and that is my gift to you for committing to doing this for 40 days. Why 40 days? Because it takes 40 days to create a new habit. It's not 21 days, it's 40 days in the Kundalini tradition. So 40 days it takes for your brain to recognize that a new habit of not worrying like crazy needs to happen, okay? And to recognize that there's an essence inside of you that you're learning to relate to, that you're learning to connect to. So tag me on Facebook every day if you can, but as often as you can. The more you participate, the more you let me know you're doing it, the more chances you get to win those prizes. Okay, so don't miss the opportunity to do that, and share with your friends so that they can also join at some point. And even if they don't start today, but if they want to just still join this movement of being inspired instead of worried, go for it. So let's just close our time together. This is also part of the instruction I'll send you when you do your meditation. You basically have 3 things to do with this meditation. 1 is you tune in, Om Namo Gurudev Namo, tune into your inner wisdom. 2, do the Kriya for 3, 5, 6, 9, or 11 minutes. And then 3, you're going to close your practice with Sat Nam. And Sat Nam means I am the truth. I speak the truth. Truth is who I am. So inhale deeply. Sat Nam. Thank you all. May we be able to confirm, to share, to affirm to ourselves, to our loved ones, to the world, that all is well. That all is well, that we have choices, that we have opportunities to live in spirit, to be with spirit, to share, to light, to enlighten, and to inspire each other in the middle of a time that has so much darkness and so much fear. Let us remember that we have tools, that we have support, that we have people, that we have community, that can help elevate us, uplift us, and that any time that we feel down, that we feel consumed by any of our problems, there is always a way through that. And that way is always your breath, and it's always the open heart that surrenders into nothingness. Satnam, peace to all, love to all, light to all. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful night. Feel free to ask me any questions at any point. And I wish you the best with 40 days. Keep up. Do your very best to go all the way to the end. I'm very excited. I'm also doing this with you. So don't think that you're alone. All these women, almost 80 women, are doing this at the same time. So know that there's so much power, so much change we can see in each other's lives by doing this stuff together. So thank you. Have an awesome, awesome night. See you soon. Sat Nam.